intelligent of you. I used to hear that. Who said that? I can't hear the voice. I can just hear the words. I was a very clumsy child, huh, Mom? I was accident prone. That's what we called it. Accident prone? Prone to accidents. I was so defiant, I defied gravity. And then I'd climb on trees. I saw a video the other day of a little kid in modern times.
Yeah.
Was taken recently at some sort of event in the park where they had trees.
Oh, yeah.
And this, it was like, I think it was like a movies in the park. And this little guy, I did it when I was 2-3 years old. Remember when I was in church and they came and got you out of your pew?
Whoa.
Because I was so high in the tree?
High in the tree, yeah.
Because I'd climb up because I wanted to get back into the sky. I wanted to go back into the stars. Because planet Earth just felt too hard. It was too hard to be on planet Earth. My brain says do this, and people on planet Earth says don't do that. We can't get paid for sitting here if you do that. There you go, Tuck. Here, let me turn this fan up. Let me make it nice and comfortable. I haven't done a talk in like days. I don't know. I'm trying real hard to live in the present moment and all these. See, it's hard enough when I feel these planetary placements that I got in my own birth chart, but when everybody's feeling them in the collective, because that's where the planets line up in, then it just like makes it more, you know, makes that frequency because more people are tuning into it. And I got 50 years to get used to this energy. As uncomfortable it is. I am learning tricks though. I heard something I'm gonna try, and I think we used to do that. Baking soda was very significant when I was growing up, and if you drank a glass of water with a half teaspoon of baking soda in your water, it balances your alkaline, which helps with inflammation. See, if people would just freaking treat their body the way that it was intended to be treated, the freaking world wouldn't be collapsing right now. If people were just, if every single person, and every day I'm like, where can I be more disciplined? And I have been staying home because I have been disciplined enough to know who I am and know these placements, and I do not want to match my energy on planet Earth in 3D Earth, so I'm just staying home. Because everything triggers me. I'm trigger happy everywhere. I'm triggered everywhere. Everything triggers me everywhere. And I can explain every single one and it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You know? So, we're in the collective wave of bullshit. Welcome. Hi, my name's Marge. I'm a Hayoke empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I found some pictures going down memory lane. I've been a historian the whole time I've been perceiving things. So I've been collecting data in so many different kinds of formats. For every format, there's like a dimension in there. You know, it could be entirely different genre of sound. You know, one could be a talk, one could be like a video of the ocean. It don't matter if it's been on a cassette. It's all in the same family kind of thing. Like when people go through the airplane, fly through the airplane, like everybody has somehow aligned and matched up their frequency to have that same experience for 10 hours. Everything's attracted by frequency. People are attracted, creating their storylines by frequency. And I really don't have it. I did have the desire to go out about a half hour ago. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I was dancing around because I haven't been out much because my joints hurt and I've been still, moving, being mobile, but it's just, I'm crabby and I just don't want to go out and be around people, and the whole planet's so people-y. Taos is so people-y, and there's construction everywhere, and it's just, it's unlogical, and everywhere I go, I see the discrepancy. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna stay in until like probably I don't know when I feel like it. But I did kind of feel like going out, and I was in the bathroom and washing my hands and brushing, or I wasn't brushing my hair. I put my hair up this morning and I braided it. I figured out how to braid it.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I was so happy. What did I do when I finished in there? God, this song is really attacking my brain right now. I was like, whoa, I don't want to hear that one either. So, I'm just going to change gears. I'll go down memory lane. It'll just get me back on track. I looked up these, I found some pictures. I've been taking pictures. I have so many freaking photographs. And people that, like, wish they didn't know me anymore. But I'm like, yeah, you did. Here I am right there. Here I am. You knew me. You ignore me now, but you knew me then, you know. And I was cool to you. Here's one. This is a pretty cool one. See, because I've been so many weird places. Because when you're a broad spectrum, when you're when you're spectrum, your range of energy is so vast. And you know what that vastness comes from? Knowledge. You know where knowledge comes from? Electricity input. You know why? Because everything that transmute knowledge is transmuted by electricity. Even us. As in measured in our heartbeat frequency. And so people with their free will get to determine what they dial into with their frequency, with what they do with their wake time. Their free will. I am so over that dude that was on that show for 10 years that people sat on their couch for if you add up all the half hours that people sat, or all the time that people sat and watching that show, loving that beloved show with those goofy, wacky, if you put all that manpower together, think about, the cracks of society wouldn't be quite as wide, but they still are. All the goodness and the laughter that show managed to, and they arrested, I'm not going to use names because it's not worth it to me. My point is that they arrested 5 people for distributing these things that this man got a hold of to ingest, and then he died by the means of it. When did people lose all accountability and all access to free will? I'm pretty sure nobody said, okay, dude, open your mouth, put it in there, close your mouth, swallow, dude. I'm pretty sure there weren't no marks on him. He wasn't under. We have free will. See, I'm a drunk. I'm an alcoholic. That is why I know this. It's why I don't drink at all, ever. I don't take things that have alcohol, tinctures that have alcohol in them. Because as much as the alcohol burns out in the cooking process, as much as that happens, guess what? It's the taste, it's the flavor, it's the recall of permission that it gives me to not give a fuck about anybody but me. Ego, easing God out. God, good orderly direction. Don't be a douche. Don't be a self-centered a-hole. It's not always about me. Think about other people. I live in a lot more acts of service when I'm thinking about other people. I'm always trying, what can I do to make somebody's life a little bit better today, But I gotta see that these people are doing things for themselves to make their lives better too, because I'm busy with mom and the dogs. I can't bear the weight of I had swim lessons when I was like 6-7 years old, because I had 5 near-death experiences before I was 12 years old. So I've been to the light. I've ascended. I know what peace and serenity is. That's why I have so many struggles on planet Earth, because this made up version of reindeer games is so fucking stupid. It makes me crazy. One thing I do know as a spiritual being having a human experience is that I've had this, and it's in my stars. It's in my stars. It's in me. That you take care of family. I'm Cancer rising. You just take care of family, and you sacrifice. You don't get to play all the time and do what you want, and sometimes you have to budget, and sometimes you have to, not do this, and sometimes you got to go without utilities to pay, to pay for dog food, and sometimes you got to make choices that, a lot of other people aren't comfortable with, and they will turn their back on you and not even look at you, while you're fucking struggling in the choices that you made to just try to take care of your family, because the system isn't made. It's not designed. I every day I imagine what it would be like if the system was designed to help people and their families in their situation. It's not. It's absolutely not. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on organizations, and I'm gonna make outlined criteria, and I'll give you examples of each and every one of these. And maybe I can find the budgets. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna really start looking this stuff up. And then and then I'll provide and I encourage everybody else to do this in their local community. See who's making the choices. See who you got all the money. Why you spending it on this? The thing of it is see, I speak in matters of facts, and facts hurt people's feelings. So there's a lot of situations that come up in life where I'm speaking in matters of facts, and they get so offended because they're identifying how hurt that they would be if if they were tied to that. And I'm like, that's you. That's what people are doing with their free will, and people don't. All this Uranian energy that's coming to a crux, the big full moon and I don't know, full moon, new moon. I don't even hardly go outside these days. Although I just had an idea, I'm gonna take my camera and get my big old new lens and put it out and get the tripod out and set it up and see what I can get pictures of space. The no place space. The ocean in the sky. Angels are I don't know. I don't want to go that long. Okay, so I'm back to these photos. So these were taken in 2001, I think. Because this is right after I got my DUI on Offutt Air Force Base, and they were like trying to decide if I could go, and they're like, let her go. But, I couldn't drive. And I'm flight light support. It's so weird, man. If you're cool, if you're like in the group and in the club, like you can get away with whatever you want. The thing of it is that's not where a place where people of integrity spend a whole lot of time. Go look up these places yourself. This is has kind of a weird history of and by itself. It's on Eielson Air Force Base. It's called the Lady in the Lake. And it's so weird because there's this timeline, this reality. I think it's a B-58 bomber. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but it's been in the lake, and then they're like, well, how to get in the lake? We don't know how to get in the lake. And then if you look up Lady in the Lake on any social media, like on Roku or something like that, there's 5-6 different movies with the same title. There's just all these different perceptions of reality, man. So that was kind of a cool story. That was kind of a, and people are probably care more about the fact that I went or I've been to the most northern point Denny's in existence in Fairbanks, Alaska. So I like to people here know what war is really about. And this is what war is really about. Just kicking it poolside. This is during Operation This is after the first, I want to say like, I don't know, 3 weeks. Because we were pretty much working around the clock. Boom, 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 boom. And then after it settled, eased up a little bit, that's me at the... Then we had time. This is the hotel I stayed at. That was my hotel view. This is on the island of Crete. I got a bunch of those disposable cameras, and I just pack it around. This is me in the swimming pool in the Panorama Hotel on the island of Crete. This is right after they made it. They just, like, spent all this money renovating it for the tourists. How weird to be a tourist to go stay in this luxury hotel and to see all these U.S. military members. No, actually... I take that back. We didn't travel in uniform, never mind. We look like tourists, too. We blended in, except for the haircuts. What's the matter, Tuck? I was screwing around. And then infinity pool. Little village dogs. Here's me with some of the hotel staff. I wonder if I still have this t-shirt. It has faded so much. That's at the sun, because they worship the sun. They worship everything. They'll worship whatever and then drink too much, and then after hours they do the unspeakable things. That's where they plan on doing the stupid stuff that costs so many people their lives, because they're just you know, it's like a point system. You know, when you're a little kid, you ride in cars with people, and they're like, well, if you hit if you hit this person, it's so many. If you hit that, yeah, I've been around people that played that game, and I always thought it was so weird. Like, you don't hurt people. I always hung out with every room I ever was in. It was cool until the person started showing how they wanted to hurt people in any kind of capacity, and I was just like, no, I don't. That's why I don't spend no time by myself. So much time by myself, because the world is a gross place, and it just doesn't make any sense, and they don't want it to make any sense. And think about who's coming up with all the rules, regulations, policies, and procedures. It's all the people that have been given advantage. They have their position not because of their intelligence. None of them do. They have it because of who they know. Everybody's a fucking nepo baby that is in some sort of position of advantage. And it doesn't even matter. This whole life is about what you do with the energy in your heart, that spark that animates you and makes you alive every day. What you do with that. Everybody's given the opportunity every single day in this society to tear themselves down, because we're given weapons of mass self-destruction. I drank for 13 years, just as how I wanted, just F everybody, and I could do what I want. I lived the same day thinking things were going to get different and change in my life for 13 years before I woke up from my own nightmare. And when I look around, I just see, dude, the whole earth is turning into a nightmare because people have free will, and they're choosing it to do things to cause harm to themselves and others. I mean, that whole storyline still, I mean, hundreds of years, and like, oh, we're still killing people to take their fucking land. It's oh so trite, man. Like, tune into something else. All these other people are tuning into fucking gardens and like a peaceful environment, because, you know, that's why I'm trying. I speak so outwardly about the obnoxious, lame, stupid bullshit that creates like need in people's lives and pain and suffering. Just because people can, just because, you know, don't you know who I am, and all that stupid LD energy, all of it. And it comes in women too. Life is about learning how I am and how I perceive planet on, you know, my goal through life are a few things. If I can get through the end of my incarnation without with drawing sober breath and not intoxicants, alcohol. If I can die sober from alcohol, I do what I want. Go to a stupid football team, go Big Red, blah, blah, blah. You know, waste all the time when there's so many people suffering, you know. Dude, there's people on this planet that just want someone, they're just hurting. They just want someone to freaking sit with them quiet, you know, because that just dulls the pain sometimes. And there's so many people that they don't feel anything and they're trying to hurt themselves just so that they can feel something different. It's so bizarre. See, I've had to adapt to my I've had a lot of these thoughts, and I didn't succumb to them, because there's a lot of religions that I've spectated in my life, and I've taken the good and I've left the rest, and those things say, don't cause harm to yourself or others. And sometimes my mouth causes harm. That's why I'm staying home. I re-signed up for Netflix today. Canceled it 4 years ago, used a new email address, start fresh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we watch it with ads. We don't care. It's the same stuff. Like, I mean, 10 years ago, you know, I'm like, I noticed how I'm paying like $226 a month for internet and cable. And started to see how I was choking on my own blessings, because I was also 200 pounds. Just because I could. And then I started seeing all these streaming services. I said, it's just going to go from a cable to the wall to, you know, wireless, a cable into a modem. You know, it just shifts. Everything shifts. There's nothing new. It just goes from one, you know, sound on a medium. It went from, you know, since I was like those 8-track tapes, and then, you know, someone came up with cassettes, and then, you know, they have whatever different, it's just whatever sells the presses to create the gadget to do the next thing that everybody should be doing, instead of doing the stuff people should be doing and living communally, you know, and stop trying to fucking take other people's land, because the fucking land ain't nobody's. It's so stupid. Stop trying to... Dude, the karmic that these people are reaping that are freaking causing harm, I don't even need to speak on their nationalities, ethnicities, all that stuff. I see one fucking group of people that are just killing other groups of people. And then I think, you know, why are Americans like all sad about, because we did that to Syria, Libya, we did that to all those countries for so many years. That's why so many people are displaced. And now because of actions we took, you know, in the not so distant past, these people are displaced. You know, I've been talking about this for years. They're puddles of people on planet Earth, and people just keep putting them off without giving them a purpose and a place to go. Yeah, it's going to make them mad. And they're going to start, if they don't have practical ways to use their energy, they're going to start, you know, gathering and breaking shit, because that's what little boys do. They like to break shit, and women got that same energy in it. If I don't use my energy wisely, I'm out there like, be tougher than you, be stronger, you know, all that same shit. And I'm a 50-year-old woman, and it just looks stupid. So, you know, it's important to keep that energy balanced, and people don't want to do the work on themselves. Every time I hear someone saying, you know, people don't want to work, you know, you're just saying, yeah, you don't want to work. Yeah. Okay, you don't want to do what you're doing, then do something else, you know? And it's true. It's like, and then I find myself, and I look around the community, and I see how, you know, well, it's just work ethic has just been on the decline for, I don't even, because where are the good examples? People, and maybe if the good examples there, but people don't have the frequency, because they're just, you know, there to do their job, and, you know, all that stuff, as we collectively saw, like, that ooze out of society during the days of isolation. I was an isolated person. When I was a little girl, I was isolated, and I didn't get held for the first. I was a little in an incubator, because they they mutilated my mom. They put her in a they cut her uterus in half and they sterilized her. A group of freaking men that know a bunch of drunks, like let's just we'll sterilize them and then we can sell hormone replacement drugs and make a lot of money. It's just, this society is gross. So I don't feel bad that it's crumbling. I don't feel bad that so many people, I'm ready for so many people to be so embarrassed because there's so many people that have done all these shitty things, okay? They've done them. And then what happened is they had some sort of moment of clarity and they're like, you can't do this stuff anymore. Maybe some folks still perpetuated that lifestyle. Who knows? The thing of it is a lot of them changed their behavior, but they didn't amend it. They didn't make right the wrongs that they did. So that is an energetic imbalance on all of society. And so when you deal with what you're afraid of, it makes you less scared. So you don't get that as much, right? That's like you heal, and you're not supposed to react as much. I never got a chance to heal because the bullshit has perpetuated up until my 50th birthday. So, and then trying to stay in the present moment, and when things get hard and not piling it, my brother said, you pile it onto the pile of stuff. So like when something bad happens in your life, he is a textbook. See, I don't recognize narcissism people because people, I just think everybody's cool, and I didn't know what narcissism was until everybody started saying it, and I was like, okay, what does the book say about it? And then I read a couple books about it, and I'm like, oh, that's just an asshole. That's just a self-centered asshole. Thinks only about, that's just a jerk, but they put they put clinical terms on it so they could sell books and stuff like that. But, usually you come across people that are jerks like that, and you just leave them alone. Just let them just go be your jerk over there, right? But see, I was born in a family where that was my man. That was like my example. That is my relationship to men, or the examples that I have are of my father, who used to make fun of me and my speech impediment when I was a little girl. And if I wouldn't eat my dinner fast enough, I only saw this guy 3 times a year. He was a stranger to me. And then it's like, you gotta go, you love your father, honor thy father. And then I go show up and hang out with this guy because he was a total fucking machismo, man. He was a good looking guy, and I was a little autistic little girl, and he just had he pushed me, and I was 13, 14, he pushed me in the swimming pool at a family reunion. I didn't even know these people, but I was related to them. I mean, it's just it's been hard. It's been real hard. And so to try to not pile all of this, crap up, or when I think about things, and instead of feeling bad about it and doing something well, I feel bad, so I'm going to go eat, this half a pie or something like that. It's going to make me feel better. And then I sit there, and then I feel bad, my stomach hurt, all this stuff. I try to stay active, and keep things from hurting, because when I hurt, I get crabby, and then I don't want to take it out on nobody else and stuff like that. It's everything in moderation. I learned, don't eat the whole batch of ice cream you made from the recipe you found on the TikToks. Don't eat I made ice cream yesterday, homemade, from a recipe. Yeah, it's so cool. I said, Mom, I'm never buying ice cream again. And then I'm going to get funky with it. I'm going to take cookies and sprinkle it on top. And I could make even ice cream cookies with my fun cookies. I mean, just the possibilities are endless. Really, I'm super excited about ways I could just freaking, help make people's lives suck just a little bit less. Because it sucks to just know, what, there's so much on this planet, and they to make, it's to throw it in your face about how much there is. People will piss away so much. You see all these music festivals, the tickets, the resources that it takes to get there, and then they get their tickets, and then they buy all their stuff so they could just party and just think, do all the stuff that they want to do, and blah, 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 and only to just trash the place where they just had such a cool experience, and that's how they show their gratitude. because that's the great nothing that is spread all over planet Earth. So it's coming to a head. Like, either people are gonna go more ego, and because you don't live long old lives, and people die. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people that drink a lot and stuff, and they manage to live to be in their 70s and 80s and stuff like that. And I think, they're like, well, why haven't they died a long time ago? They're not living. They're pickled. They're just not the frog in the jar on the shelf. The pickle is inside them. The human spirit stops developing as soon as the person chooses that every day or all the time. More than but as soon as they're like, as soon as you hear somebody say, I can stop anytime I want, and they know, and then I go, well, do you know that cancer causes 7 different kinds of cancer? From esophagus to stomach to butt to, all the, because it's poison. Do you know it's poison? Yeah, but, I'm not going to do it forever. You know what I mean? Because see, the thing of it is I struggled so much with alcohol that anybody on planet Earth that knew me in my drinking days and knows me now, the idea, like, I should be a poster child of don't drink because of freaking how people like her. I should be, but the thing of it is it pickles people's minds, and it puts people in a tomb of their own thinking of themselves and what they want to do, and usually that's want to drink more, even if it's moderate drinking. Like, I guarantee, people aren't drink. They might be binge drinking, but they're definitely planning and thinking so gleefully about the next time they can take that. And every time I hear somebody go, I can quit anytime I want, I just go, well, isn't that such a fun, weird thing that you have no desire to? And it makes people do terrible things, and the people don't understand it's a progressive disease. So even in abstinence, and I'm seeing a lot of people get sober. I see a lot of people on the sober train. I hope people can, live one day at a time for the rest of their lives. But all these people that are coming in, it's like they did a lot of terrible things. So if they're really going to be different people, want to be different, it's so much more than just not doing the same, being the same shitty person and doing the same shitty shit. Is you got to clean up the wreckage of your past, and people don't want to face themselves. Unless they really want to do the work. We'll see. I know a lot of people want to do the work. It's just up to them what they want to do with their own dang free will. But, it's still that imbalance of making themselves feel better. The audacity in the air. I threw some out myself this morning. I think it's interesting that I lost a half-sister to that self-will run riot lifestyle. Just living that best life. Cost hers. And then we ended up in Taos, New Mexico, from Salem, Oregon, from Omaha, Nebraska, from Northern California, from all these places, and then only to end up in Taos, only to find out that Mom was born 10 miles north of here in a little small freaking of a town called Cuesta. And then she has a half-sister. And then, so I got an email this morning from this ancestry thing site. And it says, Ma, you have a relative that sent you a message. So I open it up and it says, I'm trying to reach out to people for a place to stay. I'm a good person. No trouble at all. And then they provide their phone number. I'm excited to meet you someday. And I'm just like, where you been when I've been looking for a place the last 7 years, homie? You don't know. It's just so funny. It's so funny. And then they send it anonymously. Like, that's ballsy. That's kind of nervy that you send that out. So that was the audacity. So I sent Mom's half-sister. I said, you know, I talked to your daughter a couple months ago. I said, it's really, how disappointing that, you know, that, like, I said, if anybody wants to freaking meet their half-sister, because Mom has 8, 9 half-brothers and sisters that were afforded the dubious privilege and luxury of being born and raised in Taos, New Mexico. No. See, her dad stepped out of his marriage. So mistakes of thy father, you know, like nobody, like, and then so he had an affair with some nice, pretty native woman on the Pueblo, and they made Ma, and then, what do they call that? There's a term that they call, it's a common thing. It happens so much that they got their own word for it. So, because, you know, everybody's so decent and, you know, whatever. Families got secrets. It's just how people can live with them and see. I'm all about I don't believe in secrets. Because that's just dirt people can find out about. Every dirty secret I ever have, I have put in these videos on YouTube. At some point, I have put out every single thing I've ever done out here. It's like my 5th step, really. It's a place where I can be accountable. And the thing of it is if I have any, like, embarrassment or shame or anything, like, attached to those things I've done in the past, let that be a reminder of not doing those behaviors in the present. Yeah, that's how people are supposed to evolve. But how are people supposed to evolve when they're too busy living that best life? Things I've seen in the media that have, I see people are like, what a dumb broad for that interview. I'm like, dude, her mentality's the same as she was on that show with Gossip Girls. How are people going to evolve when they're always doing what they want to do? You can see how people, you know, her hut, they own liquor. It's like all about booze and being indulgent. That's what Satan wants people to do. That's what keeps planet Earth in a gross state, is just do what you want, because people are using their free will to do selfish things. Even if they're, you know, even if you put on your leather jacket and it has your cross on the back and you're riding your Harley for Christ, you're still fucking riding it for yourself. You know, like, go, you fucking get scraps from the lumber yard that you work out and fucking go help some old women fucking repair their houses and shit. Like, they pay the shit. People are so, they're not grateful for their life. They just want to keep doing things that make themselves feel better. So I'm looking for the people that are so grateful for their life and the things that they do have, that they are going to sacrifice that life that they're so grateful for to go make their life, somebody else's life, a little bit easier. Because there's a lot of people out there that are having a hard time, and it doesn't matter their color of their skin, it doesn't matter their ethnicity, it doesn't matter their gender, it doesn't matter none of these, the color of their eyes, it doesn't matter if their herpes negative, and there's just human contact or connection that needs from the spirit, heart connections that need to happen. But first we got to get through the collective wave of bullshit. So, anyway. I am definitely over the 30-minute mark. I had notes of stuff I was going to talk about. How you doing, Ma? Oh, I was going to show people the ice cream I made.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so easy. I went the place where I get the flower shop, the flower shop I go to, they had $50 Aussies. That's the ice cream. Oh, that's the ice cream. And it's like, I use 3.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and then just like a couple heaping scoops of And it was like, it was not, there's so much that lines of the cup, so it was probably, in reality, 3 cups of cream and then 2 heaping scoops of cocoa, a can of condensed milk, vanilla, and I put it in the mixer for like 5 minutes, and Mom loves it. I put some in my coffee this morning because it's just chocolate creamer. Whoops. It was good. Whoop. And then I made butter. And then last night, because I found this place and they sell like 50 O's for like butter, to make butter, you know, and so I made butter last night, so I'll make cookies after a while. I'm trying to figure out what kind I want to make. Do it a little bit different. The last 2 batches I made were the same. I shouldn't do that. Coconut, roasted coconut, and cream cheese. So it's like coconut cream cheese cookies. They're good. It's just too much of anything good is never a good thing. And anybody that lives outside that practice or discipline, rather, I don't know. We ain't the same frequency. Good boy, Tuck. No. So, it's first thing I started watching this morning after I logged it, because it's only $6.99. I think last time I had it, I didn't have ads though, because I was a Netflix subscriber since, you okay? From the time from like when you could get discs and stuff back in, because I'd get discs and I would get like 2007 stuff like that, and I'd get discs like What the Blip You Know and all that stuff, and then I'd put it on the background while I single pack my college papers. That was 2003. That was really. What you want, bud? I know this sensitive. See, check on your sensitive friends, man. Your people that are sensitive, and your critters that are. Come here. Come here. Come here. Go this way. Come on. Go to the good spot. Come here. Tuck. Come here. Tucker. Come here. You like this spot? No, he's just gonna. Okay. He's just. All right, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Good dog. Good boy. Go up and get your girl. Give her kisses. I'm gonna wrap up my talk. I got some mini chocolate chips and I have coconut. I don't know. I like the Heat Toffee places, but I gotta go to Super Save to get that. But that's right next to where it's right next to where the farmers market is, and that's just I gotta stay away from highly populated places because I don't have the patience to deal with all the centers of the universe. And it's like I gotta allow for this, and I gotta allow for that, and then I gotta allow for this a-hole, and then I gotta allow for them, and it's all shit that I don't fucking. It's like I don't want to have to allow any of this, and all you fucking people are in my way. Like, go do something. Go dig a ditch. Like, go make something better. Like, you know, like, God, they're just fucking. Time sucks. They're NPCs as far as I'm concerned. Is there a fucking video game which just called Farmer's Market? Let's go down and look at the fucking tomatoes and shit. Like, people are complete. Artificial intelligence has existed as long as the printing press has. So, that's that. Anyway, I'm gonna go use some of my energy wisely. And I'm just like, I need to stay off social media. Hey, Meadow Pancakes. They're pickles. They are pickles. And what you could be, There's this old adage that they used to use is that people, they're cucumbers, and then they take so much alcohol that they turn into pickles, and you will never be a cucumber again once you are a pickle. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for